And here we go. We're live and broadcasting now. My name is Sharon Whiteman, and I work with Dinah Hunter and Gary Knapp, who you might have just seen in bringing this training call to the Australasian region for Manatech. We love doing what we do every Saturday, and we're very privileged to have a front row seat to some amazing speakers, and today is no exception. Now, Kyna is a friend and a colleague, and everyone who knows her loves her dearly, put it that way. That should sum up Kyna. Kyna is a registered nurse with over 18 years experience. It wasn't long into her nursing career that she realized that something was missing, and through a caring friend was introduced to the science of nutritional glycobiology nearly 17 years ago. As a registered nurse and with a passion for wellness and healthy living, Manatech was the perfect fit. Since being introduced to Manatech, Kyna has been a passionate advocate for educating others to take personal responsibility for their health and wellness. Kyna won the Giving Spirit Award at Manifest in 2018. She especially loves the heart of Manatech with its M5M program and loves being able to experience M5M in action. She was in Mexico several years ago, and she met orphans that really, everybody who's met those orphans that we support globally, whether it's Mexico or South America, or around the globe, Africa, it just changes your heart in a different way in your connection to what the real bottom line of our mission is. She's also passionate to help transform the lives of other millennials so that they can live with passion, purpose, and prosperity. Today, we're talking about the gig economy, something that's exciting to Kyna and all of us. You know, I hope you don't, obviously we don't exclude us oldies from the millennial message, but man, it's destabilized on the planet right now for people in, you know, their whole livelihoods for some people have been turned upside down, haven't they, Kyna?
Yeah.
So I've made you co-host, Kyna, so you can share your screen if you like.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do that. I had some slight technological problems this week. In fact, my hard drive totally died. So thankfully it was able to be saved, and I can't actually tell what you can see, but hopefully you can see just one slide. Can you or not? Or can you see the whole thing?
You can see the whole thing right now.
Okay, let me just try and
that's a bit of a challenge with Zoom. I haven't worked that out either.
Now can you see just one slide?
No, it's still got the but it's only got the next slide up, so
okay. Well, that's all right. Well, maybe we'll just have to stick with that, because I'm actually, because my hard drive's totally died and needs to be dramatically repaired. Maybe the COVID virus got to it, I'm not sure, but I'm using somebody else's computer, so I'm not quite as familiar with their technology as mine. So anyway,
well, huge kudos to Kyna. For the last about 36 hours you've been pulling it all stops to make sure that you had this ready for us, so we're all very grateful.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure, and thank you very much for the opportunity to share, and I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in to listen to what I have to share. Obviously, sometimes talking about the gig is a little bit outside of my comfort zone, obviously coming from a medical background, and as Sharon has shared, I am a nurse, and I do nursing on a full-time basis, and so having a side gig is a great asset to my nursing career as well. But sometimes it can take it's a little bit different to sharing about the wellness technology. So bear with me if you don't mind. But I do kudos to Sharon, Gary, and Diana for hosting these calls for us each and every week. We are eternally grateful for what you do and for the effort that you guys put in as well to have these calls for us, and for all of us to learn and enjoy and be able to share with our friends and about Manatech and the wonderful opportunities that we have with health and wellness and the opportunity. So we'll just dive into the gig economy, and as Sharon has shared, yeah, the world is really unstable and topsy-turvy, and I'm sure you've seen on your TVs or read in the newspapers or maybe just on Facebook the devastating consequences that have occurred in recent days. So I think this has really helped us have the rise of the micro entrepreneur, and it's given us a good opportunity to share with other people about the gig economy. because I think what we've discovered in the last few months especially is that job security is a bit of an oxymoron. And unfortunately, what we would previously class as safe, that is like a job, can now be referred to just over broke, and it can actually be the new risky for some people. And lots of industries have not survived this crisis that we have been into. And COVID has crashed everything. And yes, not just for the millennials, but baby boomers aren't immune to this problem either. So shares have tumbled. You've seen that property values have decreased, and superannuation has disappeared as well. For an example, $1 million invested at 6% used to generate about 60K a year. But now if you don't have that much, then you're going to be having to live on far less than what you had before. And unfortunately, as you'd all be aware, the cost of living has not decreased despite the situation we have found ourselves in. And there's a lot of research out there and warnings that say the recession that we have been having with COVID could be far worse than 2008 recession. And the other thing that there has been over the last few years as well is changes to the workplaces with the rise of robots, increase in the casual workforce, and increase in contract workers. And I'm sure you're all aware, maybe you don't see robots as in the picture described, but if you go to Woolworths, for example, you can now check out yourself. So that's a robot doing the work, or you're doing it, beeping your items through, but you're using the machine that is there. The same as if you go through tollways, there used to be people that you'd throw your money to or give your money to, and they'd give you the change back. But now it's all through a little tag that you have attached to your car windscreen. So there's lots of ways that these things have changed workplaces for a lot of people. And we certainly know that there's an increase in casual workforce and even contract workers, jobs that would normally be made permanent employees certainly don't have that option anymore. So we're excited to talk about the gig economy and what is that specifically. And perhaps you haven't maybe heard of that terminology before, or maybe you're super familiar with it. But I'm sure in the last few months anyway, you're very familiar with Uber Eats because everybody's Uber eating everything, or Deliveroo. Perhaps you're more familiar with that. And when we used to be able to go on holidays and stay places, you could look up Airbnb and find places from luxury homestays to little rooms in somebody's houses. And maybe you're familiar with Airtasker as well. You can put a little job on there and get somebody to come and fix your flat pack that you can't put together yourself, or remove your dining room table if you don't want that there anymore, or do a load to the dump. So all these ways are the way that gig economy is impacting our society. And the only research that I could find for Australia is that about 7% of Australians have signed up to 100 different types of digital platforms to create some extra income. And we've talked about some of those already. And with the increase in casual workforces, obviously that especially affects the millennial generation in particular. So why we need to think about, though, why might be the gig economy our future? So automation and robots are replacing traditional jobs like we've talked about already. Online sales are growing, especially when shopping centres and a lot of stores were closed, and brick and mortar businesses were, retailers, were put out of business. And we're quite familiar with that. If you drive down your local shopping strip area, you'll see a lot of for lease signs outside of old businesses, and perhaps ones that you used to be able to go to. And we know with the automation and robots taking the place of traditional jobs, Amazon last Christmas used all robots to pick all their orders, at least in America. I'm not quite sure of the statistic here. And obviously our traditional 9-to-5 business model is changing as well. But the great thing is that technology, when it works, has allowed people to create some additional income. And the thing is too, that people aren't wanting just that 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, or 9 to 6, or however many hours they need to work. They do desire some freedom and flexibility, either from working from home or having a laptop type lifestyle. Now, as I said, I couldn't find specific statistics for Australia, but I think our workforce sort of does follow the course of American working life as well. And so they've looked at the gig economy there and found that it doesn't matter what generation you belong to, there's certain percentages of all generations that are involved in the gig economy, from the boomers to the millennials. And I think that's really fantastic for us, because that gives us options to look at the whole workforce range. And we don't have to specifically target one group. So that's a really great opportunity for us in sharing our gig, which we'll talk about shortly. And so more people are turning to gigs to make ends meet. And the interesting thing is, if people have a side gig or a side hustle, they're happy if they earn between $100 to $300 a month, which is not, if you think about it, doesn't really sound all that much money, does it? And we have an opportunity to share with people how they are able to make that amount. So if you think of Uber drivers, perhaps they have estimated that they average less than about $10 an hour if they take into account all their expenses. And a lot of people are using these part-time gigs or side hustles to improve their lifestyle, or just pay some extra bills. Maybe they've got some credit card debt, or their home loan they want to pay down a little bit quicker. So they'll use these side part-time gigs to help improve their lifestyle. And oftentimes it's something that they're passionate about, or are really have a desire to improve other people's lives as well, not just their own. So I'd like to share with you why we see that direct sales is the perfect at the perfect center of all of these things that we've talked about already, and how you can use that to create side income for yourself, whether it be a side gig or right up to a full-time income. And that choice is entirely up to you. So the great thing about direct sales is that there's low entry costs, and it's a low risk way to start a business. If you have looked at other franchises, for example, their startup costs are quite expensive, and it's a very high risk way to create some extra income. The great thing about direct sales, you can have a part-time income, work anywhere at any time. So it doesn't matter where you live, or you can live in the city or in the country with not too many people around. It doesn't matter. You can use technology to help share your business. Direct sales also offers personal training and coaching. And I'd just like to give a shout out to Manatech for the amazing opportunities they have given each of us with their personal training and coaching services that we have been able to use. And there's one recent just going on currently with a fantastic trainer from the UK. It's at 5 a.m. in the morning, Brisbane time. And it's a great way to connect and learn new skills. Andrew is his name, and he's been doing a fantastic job about developing personal self-confidence, and I've really been enjoying that. And also, it's a great way to see other people from all around the world involved in Manatech actually using that training as well. We can also leverage technology for social selling on a global scale. So direct selling offers us that opportunity as well. So not just selling in your own local area, but in a global capacity as well. You don't have to have any inventory, so you don't need to chock up your garage with loads of products. You don't have to quickly race down to the post office before it closes to make sure the parcels are shipped on time. And you don't have to have strangers in your home or in your car. And I'm so glad that we have had the opportunity, and that I have had the opportunity to partner with Manatech. And they are truly a company with experience. So if you're looking for a side gig, you want to make sure that the company that you represent, one, that you can actually be proud to represent them, and also that they're an ethical company. And Manatech is a research and development company in the health and wellness industry. And they were established way back in 1994. So they have over 26 years experience in this industry, which is quite a long time. A lot of companies do not survive past the 4-year mark in the health and wellness industry. And as Sharon mentioned, next week we're going to have the privilege to listen to Dr. Nugent unpack some of the details of that new study that was published recently. And I heard a little chat on Facebook last night, Dr. Nugent, Tate Swizer and Al Bala talking a little bit about the study. And it's really exciting to see what Ambitose can do and has been able to do. And also the science now that is coming out to validate our products. So that is really fantastic. So hats off to Manatech for that. Manatech has been listed on the NASDAQ since 1999. So all their documents are visible for everybody to go and see. They don't have anything to hide. They discovered nutritional glycans and pioneered the study of nutritional glycobiology. And you'll hear more of that next week, so make sure you tune into Dr. Nugent for that. We have a global scientific advisory board, which is made up of doctors and scientists from all around the world who help advise and direct the product direction of Manatech as well. And one of the doctors from that global scientific advisory board actually conducted this study that was recently published. So that's fantastic. Manatech has been issued over 138 patents, and currently there's 90 active patents on their products. And so the great part about it is it's actually patents on their products, not on the packaging or the labeling or anything fancy like that. It's actually the products that you get to take. All products are tested and certified for purity and safety. And when you're choosing to consume a product or recommend a product, you want to actually know that it's safe and effective for your consumers or your customers. And I think that's really fantastic that we can recommend the products with such certainty that we know they're going to be beneficial and they're not going to cause any harm. A little bit different to my normal job. And all products carry a 90-day money-back guarantee, which is fantastic. And the reason we can do that, give people a money-back guarantee, is because the products work. So we can be rest assured that when we recommend something, our customers and consumers are going to receive tremendous benefit. And we have life-changing products due to exclusive technologies and ingredients. I guess now we've got over 18 human clinical studies. And I think the really fantastic part is that Manatech, with their strong focus on research and development, make sure that when they study the products in humans, they actually test our products in humans, not specific ingredients, but the whole product is tested. And so I think that's great. And if you're looking for longevity with a business, you want to know that customers are going to keep coming back to purchase the products. And they've done some statistics and showed that the average customer buys for 9.5 years. And now I know there's many people on this call who have been buying and purchasing the products and being faithful consumers for a lot longer than 9.5 years. So I think that's a real testament to the way that these products work. So what if you could perhaps just earn some extra money each month? What would your life look like? What would you do more of? What might you do less of? Maybe less stress would be a great place to start, right? We know how bad stress is for not only our health, but also our well-being. So there's a few ways that you can start in this ultimate gig with Manatech. You can choose to become a customer, and there's absolutely no joining fees to becoming a customer. When you're a customer, you still can earn up to 20% back in loyalty credits if you're on an automatic order. You pay wholesale price for the products. And the wonderful thing is now that you can refer customers. If you're a customer, you can actually refer another customer, and you will yourself earn some loyalty points on referring that customer. So it's a little bit like, except I don't get paid. Perhaps you've gone to see a good movie, or there's a great cafe nearby where I live. And I might refer, I'm a customer at that cafe, I might refer Mary, my friend Mary, to the cafe, and she'll go there as well. But that cafe might say thank you for my referral, but I'm not actually going to get anything back from them. Whereas with Manatech, you can refer another customer, your friend Mary, to try out the products, and you will earn some loyalty points for that. And with those loyalty points, you can use those towards further product purchases. So our customer referral program works a little bit like this. You can use your personal Manatech website link with your future customer. So I can share that with my friend Mary, and I will earn 25% of referral rewards based on the purchase price of my customer's first order. And then I can redeem those rewards for further product purchases of my own. So I think that's a fantastic system, and I'm very excited about that. Or if you don't want to become a customer, you can choose to become an associate, and you pay a small startup fee of $49. You also pay wholesale price on the product. You also get the 20% back in loyalty points if you're on the automatic order each month. And with that $49 outlay, you receive access to a turnkey business, and you can receive referral and business income by building a team of associates like yourself and other loyal customers that are directly linked to you. Now, there's 6 ways that you can earn income with Manatech, but I'm not going to go through all of those today. We're just going to look at 2 of the different bonuses. So if this is the first time you've heard this information, please get back to the person who invited you so that they can share the rest of those bonuses with you. But we'll just cover 2 today, just so not to make it too complicated. So how can you get started as an associate? You've paid your $49 joining fee. And the great part about it is it's really easy to share information about the products and start finding customers. That's your first step. You can use your personal Manatech website and other great tools. There's a Manatech app as well that you can use to share your business with. There's great information on Facebook and YouTube that you can also access. You can join us on social media as well as these Zoom calls, which is a fantastic way to learn and extend your knowledge, and also as a way that you can share information with potential associates and customers. And also you'll get the support that you need to become the success that you want. So one of the first bonuses that you can earn when you join new associates is called the first order bonus. And you'll receive 25% back on all the orders of every new associate or customer that you enroll. So I've given you an example below, 2 examples. Your new associate's first order total is $200 in product. And 25% of $200 is $50. So you would earn $50 from your associate's first order. Now let's say your friend Mary just wants to become a customer and purchase some products, and her first order total is $150. So 25% of $150 is $37.50. So from her first order, you would earn $37.50. Which is a really fantastic way to kickstart your income. I really like this first order bonus. The next way to continue to build more income and to earn further income, because that's obviously, that first order bonus is just a one-off payment for each time a new customer or a new associate places their first order, is to build a customer unit, which is your step 2. So if you have a look over on the left-hand side of your screen, there's 2 power seller bonuses, which are, there's been some tweaks to the compensation plan recently, and I think this is a really great tweak that they have created for us. So there's a power 10 and a power 15. The first way to earn the power 10 bonus is you as the associate, and you have 2 active customers with a total of 200 points between you and your 2 customers. Manatech will pay you 10% on your total. And each, I'll just backtrack for a little minute. Each product that Manatech has a point value associated with it. Depending on the price, depends on the point value associated with that. So let's say, for example, your customers spend $200 and 10% of that $200 is $20. So each month that scenario were to occur, that you had 200 points going through your business, you would earn $20, which is that power 10. The next step that you would aim to go for after getting your power 10 is the power 15. And that is when you have 5 active customers with a total of 500 PV, so 500 points going through your business, and you'll get paid 15% on that total. So let's say, just to round it up nicely, your customers spend $500 and 15% of that 500 is $75 that you would earn, which is a great way. We were talking earlier about each month people inside gigs earning $100 to $300, and that's the sweet spot that we're trying to get at here with this side gig presentation. So if you have that 5 customer scenario, you're very close to hitting that $100 mark anyway. So step 3 in your business building when you first join with Manatech is to help 2 associates build their own customer units. So the first, with that power bonus that we were looking at before, they're all your own customers. And now your job is to find 2 other associates or 2 other people who are interested in creating their own side gig incomes as well. And you're going to teach them to do exactly what you did. So teach them how, with their sales, they can build their 500 customer unit. And you can see that in the diagram there. And when you have those 2 associates, each with their 500 points in their own businesses, you qualify for the Team 2 bonus, which is $125. And don't forget, you're also earning your own power seller bonus, which is that $75, because you also have your own pod of your 500 points. So you're earning $200 plus a month. You may be entitled to some other additional bonuses, but this is just a good example of exactly how much you would earn with that scenario. Then step 4 is you just repeat the same thing. So you've had 2 associates build their 500 point pod, and then you just find 2 more associates to do exactly the same thing. So now you have a team of 4 associates, each who have a pod of 500 points of product going through their businesses, and you qualify for the Team 4 bonus, which is $190. Plus, you get the Team 2 bonus, which is $125. You also get the Power Seller bonus, which is $75. And now you're earning $390 or more a month, because there would be additional bonuses that you would be entitled to if you had this scenario in your business. And that's a fantastic way. Maybe you can think, What would an extra $400 a month help with your income? Or how might that change your lifestyle? What things might you choose to do that you're not able to do currently? Then the next step is we're just going to stretch our minds a little bit further for a minute. And each of those 4 associates that you have joined, obviously they want to do the same thing that you have, and you would want to encourage them to do that as well. And so you would help each of them to build their own team of 4. When this scenario happens, you would qualify as a silver director, and you would earn $1,000 or more a month based on some modeling that has been done previously. And I think that's a fantastic thing to aim for and strive for. I know last week we were fortunate to hear Joanna Bala talk about and share her story, her business story, and that was very encouraging. And she talked about wanting to find 100 people who just wanted to earn $300 or more a month. Maybe 100 people sounds a bit scary for you, but maybe you just want to start out helping 2 or maybe 5. Make it an achievable goal to earn that extra income. So then you can continue to build and grow to achieve this silver executive director level. So let's ask, are you ready to start your new side gig business? Maybe you need a side job for some extra money, or perhaps your superannuation has suffered recently and you need a way to supplement your retirement. Or perhaps there's a particular mission or charity that you're wanting to be able to give more to, but you're not able to at the present time. Or maybe it's a possible path for you to develop a long-term career with Manatech with some flexibility that's not afforded in regular workplaces. And it's all your choice. It's all up to you. So what sort of things would you gain by joining Manatech and partnering with us to create your own ultimate gig? So there are some risks, obviously, as with any business, there's all risks involved. And I've put some risks there. There's a $49 registration fee. There's a time investment, obviously. Anything worthwhile in life takes time, and Manatech is no exception. There's some skills that you need to learn, which will take some time. And there's also the price of your product order. But a lot of people actually take dietary supplements already. Look at the vitamin and minerals, for example. Over about 80% of people consume vitamins and minerals. So it's easy just to switch to take Catalyst, for example. But what are the benefits that you would receive from joining our side gig or our ultimate gig? No debt, some extra income, your own side gig business that you can be proud of, maybe a new car or a new home, perhaps some vacation time or some travel options. Maybe when that ever becomes available, we might have to keep our dream boards on that for a little minute. Perhaps you need some more time freedom or some retirement options, or you want to develop a sense of purpose. Maybe your current job doesn't satisfy that need that you have to create benefit and provide a sense of purpose for yourself. Maybe you want to feel passionate about something or give you a reason to get out of bed in the morning. I think that's what Manatech can give to you. And our opportunity truly does speak for itself. So our company has amazing leadership, and it does have a very wonderful payout plan, and we've gone through some of those steps there with you today, and I hope you can see that how it can work. And the product sells for itself, and these products actually work. And if you tune into these Saturday calls at other times, you'll hear more about the science behind the products. And sometimes we have testimonials as well of people sharing how the products work. There's some things obviously that we can't say due to legal requirements. But the thing that we can say is that with their side gig at least, we can help other people and ourselves as well develop and work on some dreams that they have, while helping other people become healthier and also helping to nourish children in all parts of the world. And I think that's a great part of our mission and what we're able to accomplish. So the great thing is that you can nourish yourself and nourish a child. And I think, you know, if you're going to do something, let's do something worthwhile with that extra time that we have. If you want to create some extra income, it's not just about yourself. Oftentimes it's about the impact and legacy that you can leave for other people. And Manatech, with their M5M program, certainly does leave a legacy with helping to nourish children in need all around the world. And I think that is fantastic. And when you see their happy smiling faces and hear the stories from the care workers of the difference that adding that phytoblend powder has made to their food, that is just very touches your heart, that's for sure. So now we would just like to have two lovely people share their ultimate gig stories with why they partnered with Manatech and the benefits that they have received in creating their own gigs. So I don't know which one wants to go first, either Diana or Gary. If you would like to share, that would be terrific. Thank you.
Yes, I'm here. Kyna, can you hear me?
Yes, they're great. Thank you. Thank you, Diana. Yes.
Thank you. Yes, hi everyone. So look, I was originally introduced to Manatech for the products for my health. I'd had a long-term challenge with a chronic fatigue type illness, and Manatech was the answer for me after 15 years of seeking answers. And in regard to the lifestyle option, I've always been someone who's put my heart and soul into whatever work situation I've been in, and I'd recently moved to regional Queensland and had done that in a local business, and they pulled the rug on my job after about 6 months and me sorting things out for them. But it became a defining moment for me. It was at that point I thought, I'm no longer going to put all of who I am and my skills and talents and my efforts into 100% into someone else's business. I'm going to do that for myself. And so that's when I jumped in both feet and, you know, to learn the necessary skills to effectively share the story of the Manatech nutritional products and what they had to deliver for people's health. And also about, you know, how to be successful in the lifestyle side of our business. And so the rest is history. I've been involved in that side of Manatech for probably over 17 years now, and with the products for 21, 22 years. And, you know, it's always, every single month, this company has brought an income in for me. So that system works. It's also the heart of Manatech that I love so much in the community. There's so many rewards in being involved in a community of people like-minded who wanting to contribute in some way into other people's lives. And, you know, getting into present time, it has played out so powerfully for me in the COVID lockdown, because one of my sources of income did disappear temporarily. And yet my Manatech income has continued. And with the new tweaks in the income plan, it's actually increased. And, you know, that's been my experience with this company all the way along. They're always doing their best to make change for the better for the community, either in regard to delivering more improved and enhanced products, or an improved enhancements in the business and the income plan. And then in regard to the M5M program, because I love that what I do is having a global contribution automatically, and kind of didn't get a chance to say there, time restrictions, but our M5M program, or the predecessor to that, suffered in the GFC because then we had a charity program and all charities suffered. So it was after that the company decided they would do this integrated social entrepreneur program, so that if anything like that happened again, it wouldn't suffer. Well, here we are in the last 4 months, where the global economy has taken an incredible hit, and yet our M5M program is being able to continue to deliver, and in some places increase what they've been able to deliver to children in need around the world. So I love that part of what we do as well. And then finally, I love the commute down the hallway and being able to wear my Ugg boots in winter at my desk, which I am right now. So that's what I'd like to share today. Thanks, Kyna.
Yeah, thanks very much, Diana. And yes, you're very right about the impact that, you know, obviously financial crises have on charities to be able to survive. And yeah, it does make it very difficult for them when people don't have extra income themselves to be able to provide to charities. And maybe you've heard about that in the media. But the great thing is with the M5M program, because of the way that it's set up with the donation through consumption model, it makes it just keeps on going despite whatever economic situation is in the world. So that's a really fantastic point. Thank you very much. And yeah, we're glad that you can enjoy your short commute down the hallway and not sit in traffic for hours on end. So yeah, great. Thank you for sharing that with us. And Gary, are you able to share with us as well some of your great story about how you became involved with this gig?
Sure. Can you hear me, Kyna?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Now, what I'd like to focus on, and firstly, thank you, Kyna. That's an excellent presentation today. And Diana, your testimony, really excellent. I've always wanted to have my own business, right, as long as I could remember. And I went to university and did a degree in business studies and marketing with a view to having my own business. And I had my own business, which was the Australian National Skydiving Centre. The thing I found out about that was that whilst it was absolutely fantastic and it was, you know, financially rewarding, and I got to jump out of an aeroplane 15 times a day, pretty good fun. But I didn't have any time. And I think one of the things I'd like to focus on today is the time freedom that this type and style of business gives you, which you cannot put a price on. You just cannot put a price on. Back in the day, running the skydiving centre, it was 7 days a week for long, because when I wasn't jumping, I was doing the accounts, employing people. It was really full on. And I decided to change that, and I then built a 4.5-star retreat. Again, full on, never any break. It was pretty relentless. So again, I wanted to switch, and it took me a long time to find Manatech, but I've been with Manatech now for 20 years, and that enabled me to say, well, what kind of lifestyle do I want? Money aside, it was about lifestyle. And I decided with my wife that we wanted to live off the grid, and we wanted to grow our own food, and, you know, we wanted, wrote down some ridiculous things. I wanted to be able to see 35 kilometers and not see a single light at night. And I thought, well, is that really going to be possible and still have an internet connection? Is that going to be possible? And as it turned out, that's exactly what we've got. We live off the grid. We grow all our own food, have a global business with Manatech, which has paid me every single month for 20 years without fail. With never having to chase up and say, oi, you know, where's my money? Or you haven't paid me enough. Or I've never once had to do that. And when it comes to time freedom, what I absolutely love every day is that I get to get up in the morning when I want, which is usually really early because I'm excited about the day, and do exactly what I want to do. And I never know who I'm going to meet doing that. For example, I built a sprinkler system for our roof when the fires were happening. And I've had a good friend of mine just ask me to build a sprinkler system the same for his roof. And I can immediately say, yeah, sure, I can do that. And you know what? I know that doing that job is going to introduce me to lots of people. I'm going to be going out and buying pumps and parts, and that puts me in touch with people where I'm going to be talking, and you know, I never know who I'm going to meet. And really, that time freedom of being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, you cannot put a price on. As far as business overheads are concerned, I mean, it's just a joke, really. And running a skydiving centre, you can imagine that overheads were just eye-watering with aircraft and equipment and employees and buses, and just eye-watering. And in this business, I virtually have no overheads. It's just minuscule. And yet that check keeps coming in every month. So these days with a job, we talked about robots before, and I thought, well, that's going to be the end of the job as we know it, as more and more robots come. Who would have thought that this virus thing would have come in? And that will cause more and more robots, because employers will go, well, humans get sick, let's replace them with a robot. So that's not going to stop. And I think nowadays, there's never been a more important time or a better time to get out of that job mindset and start your own thing, start your own gig, as you say, you know, get something going that's going to set you free and give you time freedom, where you're not continually worried about whether you're going to have a job next week. All those people that thought they were secure in their job and just suddenly found out that they weren't, you know, do something about it. Start something, and you won't find a better company than Manatech. I can promise you that. They're an awesome company in 27 countries, so I can have a global business from here in the middle of nowhere where I can't see a single light at night. It's wacky. But dream big, and you know, Manatech has the solution, not just for wealth, but health and time freedom. So thank you, Kyna. I hope that's it. And encourage everyone to just dream big and go for it.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Gary. And that is true, that you can have a global business from wherever you are, and even in the middle of nowhere. And maybe we'll all be having to come and check in with you for a while if things get worse, hey?
Yeah, well, I've been practicing social isolation for 15 years now, so nothing much has changed for me.
Yeah, you're like the expert at it. You'll have to start selling your tips on how to survive for the rest of those who are not so used to it. Anyway, yeah, no, but on a serious note, thank you for sharing and what Manatech has been able to enable you to do and enable you to help other people to achieve as well. So we do certainly appreciate that. And this community of people that we have as well is a really great asset to a business. You know, oftentimes businesses can be about competition, but we're not about competition at all. We're actually about helping and encouraging and inspiring each other to achieve whatever it is that we have in our hearts to achieve. Just before we close, I just wanted to look at residual income, because it can sometimes seem a bit of a foreign topic to us when you get your people who live in a normal job society. And sometimes we have to, you know, switch our, as Gary talked around, switching our brains to a different gear and looking at something else. And we mentioned earlier that people with side gigs want to earn, or they earn about $100 to $300 a month. So if you look at the left-hand side of that column there, that says if your monthly residual income is let's just look at the top one, $100 a month. How much money would you have to have in the bank at 5% interest? And I always find this very fascinating, because sometimes I think, oh, you know, if I did more, then obviously you can earn more. That's very true. But sometimes you've got to look at where you are. And maybe if you're only earning $100 a month from Manatech at the moment, it's like having $24,000 in the bank at 5% interest. And if you can find 5% interest at the moment, you'd be doing very well, because that's just not feasible. But let's just think about it. Then let's go down to the $300 a month column. If we help somebody earn $300 a month, it's like having $72,000 in the bank at 5% interest. And $72,000 is more than the average yearly Australian income, minimal income. So I think, you know, sometimes the number can seem small, but if you look at the effect that it is from a bigger amount of money, if you had to have saved $72,000, and if you were lucky to get 5% interest, then you'd be earning that $300. But let's look down at that $1,000 a month, because we talked about that as well. If you're at that silver executive level with your teams of 4, that's $240,000 that you'd have to have saved. Now that's a lot of extra saving that you've had to do, but it's very achievable with the Manatech compensation plan and what we've talked about today. And as Gary said, now is a really fantastic opportunity, because people are looking for wellness solutions. They want to know how to support their immune system, give it that extra encouragement that it needs to keep them well and healthy. And then also they're looking for extra income. Maybe you've got friends who have lost their jobs, or they're not earning as much. I know a few friends who are accountants or architects or lawyers who have actually taken job or income cuts at the moment. I guess the good thing is they still have a job, but that's another option that we can look at as well. So in conclusion, the richest people in the world build networks, but everyone else is trained to look for work. So I think that's the thing that we're talking about. We're looking at networking with other people. And as Gary said, going and doing that job for his friend to create the sprinkler system for the roof, he can network with other people when he's out and around. And that's, you know, sometimes people are hoping and praying that somebody like us with a message that we have to share will come across their path. So I invite you to get started and come and join the Ultimate Gig and come and join us in Manatech today. So thank you very much all for listening. I hope the information provided will be beneficial and helpful to you in being able to share with other people the great gift of prosperity that we can share with them in creating some extra income for themselves.
Kyna, God bless you. What an amazing presentation for all of us. It's been really powerful, and it's a perspective and a message that's so important to be out there right now. Like people, I say this often, and it's hand on heart, people are praying for what we have, whether it's wellness, whether it's, you know, quality of life through a mission that means so much, or whether it's destabilizing the household income, or, you know, a whole new career path. You know, there's something in this for everyone. So Kyna, thank you very much for giving us your time today, and thank you to everyone. Well, there's lots of participation in the chat, Kyna. So much gratitude for you, so thank you so very much. And we thank each and every one of you if you're watching this live or later down the track. We depend on you. And I also want to thank you for, my corporates let me know that there's been some requests for topics, which is fantastic. It takes all of us to make this happen. So I know that there's been a request for a skincare presentation. We'll be doing that sometime in August, September. So ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. And we're back next week with Dr. Nugent on some of our science progression. So thanks everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Bye.